Hi, welcome friends. Today we are going to watch an amazing feel-good movie. So without wasting any time, let's begin. At the beginning of the movie, we are introduced to our story's hero, Frank. He is standing near the door, calling someone affectionately. The door suddenly opens, and the kid walking out is Mary, who looks angry. She yells at him and says, "What do you want, uncle?" Mary is Frank's sister's daughter. She talks a lot, asks too many questions, and more than that, she is extremely intelligent. She is one in a crore, a truly rare genius. Mary has many talents, and because of her high IQ, she behaves more like an adult than child. Mary's intelligence comes from her mother. Her mother was a mathematical genius who did extensive research in mathematics. Unfortunately, due to constant pressure, frustration, and stress, she became depressed and ended her life. Frank understands how talented Mary is, but he also knows how dangerous that level of intelligence can be. So he decides to protect her from pressure and trouble and give her a normal life and education. Because of this, he enrolls her in a simple school. It is Mary's first day at school, and she is clearly angry about it. Frank says, "You behave like an adult in everything, but when it comes to school, why do you act like a child?" Mary replies, "I don't want to go, uncle. I just don't like school." Somehow, Frank manages to get her ready. The school van arrives, and Mary gets inside, but she looks back at Frank as if she is questioning his decision. Frank tells her to go and behave like a normal kid at school. After sending her off, Frank feels sad. Until now, he had never left Mary alone and had carefully taught her at home himself. Just then, a lady named Roberta arrives and asks, "Where is Mary?" Frank replies that she has gone to school. Roberta starts crying. She was Mary's babysitter and loved her deeply, which is why she feels emotional. At school, Mary feels bored and lies down on her desk lazily. A teacher named Bonnie enters the classroom. She starts asking simple questions like, "What is 1 plus 1?" and "What is 2 plus 3?" The students eagerly raise their hands to answer, but Mary remains lying on her desk. Bonnie then says, "Let's try a tough question. What is 4 plus 4? Suddenly, Mary wakes up and says, "What? 4 plus 4 is a tough question? Oh my God." She speaks like an adult, shocking everyone. To Mary, this classroom feels like a graduate attending a third-grade class. She stands up and answers confidently, 4 plus 4 is 8. Bonnie notices something special about her and asks another question. "What is 7 plus 5? Mary immediately replies, 12. Bonnie smiles and says, "Oh, you seem clever. Let me ask you a really tough question. What is 15 plus 35? With full confidence, Mary answers, "You're asking another easy question. The answer is 50. Again, the teacher asks another tough question. She randomly asks, "What is 57 plus 135? Mary immediately replies, "The answer is 192. Bonnie takes a moment to think about that answer. She is stunned. How did Mary answer so quickly? Bonnie starts thinking that Mary is a genius. To check this, Bonnie asks another question. "What if we multiply that number?" This time, even we can't guess the answer at that moment. Mary also stands still for a moment. Bonnie says, "Okay, you're good at calculations, but multiplication is hard." Suddenly, Mary gives the answer. She takes only 2 to 3 seconds. Bonnie checks the numbers on a calculator, which she gave randomly. Mary continues speaking. She starts saying the square roots and other calculations for that random numbers. Then Mary says, "If you want, you can check. Is that all? Or do you want to ask more?" Seeing her intelligence, Bonnie is completely stunned. She has never seen a genius girl like this before. It seems Mary's mother was also a genius in mathematics, and that's why Mary is gifted as well. Meanwhile, the school principal enters the classroom and welcomes all the kids on their first day of school. Mary immediately asks, "Are you the principal?" Then she says, "I'm bored in this class." They ask very simple questions. "I don't like it here. Call my uncle and tell him to pick me up." Hearing her mature speech, even the principal is stunned. They call her uncle. Frank arrives to pick her up, and Mary goes to the car. Meanwhile, Bonnie comes outside and introduces herself to Frank as Mary's class teacher. She says, "Your child seems extremely talented and intelligent in mathematics." Frank understands that Mary has done something unusual on her first day. Frank doesn't want anyone to know about her intelligence, so he cleverly makes the teacher believe that there is a method called the Trachtenberg system, which helps anyone solve math problems easily. And he leaves. Bonnie still has a small doubt. She searches on Google and finds that the Trachtenberg method actually exists. Even then, she feels there is something very special about Mary. The next day, Frank is repairing a small boat. Frank is now a boat mechanic, but he was once a philosophy professor. He left that job to take care of Mary. While he works, Mary keeps asking questions. She has a deep hunger for knowledge. Frank feels happy and patiently answers all her questions. Later, they go for a beautiful ride. Mary plays happily and enjoys time at the beach shore. One day, Mary brings her pet to school. It's a cat, and it has only one eye. She explains, "I found this cat in a garbage bin. It already had only one eye." Bonnie notices this and enjoys Mary's way of speaking. She sounds like an adult. Bonnie finds Mary's attitude mature, unique, and amazing. Later, Mary finishes her class test very quickly. Seeing this, Bonnie gives her a higher grade math question paper. Even that, Mary solves within minutes. Now, Bonnie becomes very curious about her. She searches Mary's name on Google. She wonders why Frank enrolled a genius child in a normal school. Bonnie suspects that Frank is hiding something about her. She searches deeper and finds a suggested page about Frank's sister. That's when Bonnie learns the truth. She reads an article about Frank's sister and her incredible achievements in mathematics. She also sees Frank's name and her daughter's name, Mary. Now, Bonnie finally understands why Mary is so intelligent in math. Next, Bonnie goes to meet Frank in a bar. Seeing her, Frank jokes. Even teachers come to bars to drink. Bonnie calmly says his sister's name. Hearing this, Frank goes silent. He asks, "How did you know my sister's name?" Bonnie replies, "I searched and seen everything on Google." She asks, "Why are you hiding Mary's talent? If it were exposed to the world, she could become famous." Frank takes a deep breath and starts to tell the truth. "My sister was also a genius, just like Mary. She had many talents, but my mother used her gift wrongly. My mother was also a genius in mathematics. There were several unsolved equations. If anyone solved even one of them, the world would praise them. They would be remembered forever and receive fame and even a Nobel Prize. My mother researched a lot and tried to solve one of these equations, but she couldn't. By luck, my sister was born with a natural talent in math, so my mother used her for her research. She put too much pressure on her. Because of that, my sister became depressed and lived a life full of stress. Her normal life was completely affected. For a few days, she put her research aside. During that time, she fell in love and became pregnant. When my mother found out, she got frustrated and started yelling at her. Because of my mother's arrogance, my sister left the house and came to me with Mary as a child. At that time, I was out for work. She seemed confused, and I thought we could talk after I returned. But when I came back, my sister had ended her life, and Mary was lying on the bed. This is what happened. What happened to my sister should never happen to Mary. Especially, my mother must never know about Mary's talent. If she finds out, she will use Mary for her research, just like she did before. Now Bonnie understands why Frank hides Mary's talent. Bonnie then asks about Mary's father, but Frank says he doesn't know anything about him. The next day at school, the teacher gives a project assignment to all the students. Mary also completes her project. One student makes an excellent project. While he is getting into the school van, another student pushes him, destroys his project, laughs at him, and starts bullying him. Seeing this, Mary loses control and beats that boy. When Frank hears about this, he rushes to the school. On the way, the bullied child passes by Frank, injured and bleeding. Later, Frank sees Mary sitting on a chair. She has a cold, fearless, villain-like expression. Frank is about to ask her what happened, but the principal calls him inside. The principal explains, Mary has beaten another student, even though the other child was wrong. Mary behaved like a mature adult. She doesn't belong in a normal school. The principal suggests enrolling Mary in a special school for genius students. Frank realizes that the principal knows about Mary's talent. He suspects Bonnie might have told her, but in reality, Bonnie didn't say anything. The principal continues. There is a special school for gifted children. The headmaster is someone I personally know. I strongly recommend this for Mary. Frank tries to make an excuse, saying the fees might be too high, but the principal replies, "We will arrange all the funds. Mary will receive a full scholarship." At this point, Frank finally speaks honestly. He says, "My sister was also a genius. Because of that pressure, she lost her life. I won't let that happen to Mary." He continues, "I want her to live a normal life. Please don't treat her as special. Just treat her like any other child. Let her study here as long as she can. This is my only wish." Frank says and leaves. After that, Mary comes to school like a normal kid. In class, she apologizes for hitting the boy. She also praises the student who made the excellent project. She explains it so well that everyone listens to her like a teacher, and she earns appreciation from the whole class. Later, Frank picks Mary up from school. When they reach home, Frank sees his mother standing there. Her name is Evelyn. Frank is shocked. Evelyn is a famous, high-profile personality in the field of mathematics. In the education world, everyone knows her. The principal had learned that Mary is Evelyn's granddaughter and immediately informed her. As soon as Evelyn found out, she came to see Mary. Seeing her mother, Frank feels frustrated and worried. Evelyn gives Mary a MacBook. Mary excitedly opens it. At that moment, Frank realizes that his mother now knows about Mary's talent, and that's why she has come. To protect Mary, Frank quickly steps closer to her. He says, "Mary has schoolwork to do." Then he takes Evelyn away, trying to keep her away from Mary. When they came out, Evelyn asks, "Why are you struggling like this?" She tries to manipulate him by saying, "Come with me. We will give her a rich life." Because Evelyn is a rich person. But Frank says, "Mom, we are happy here in this normal life. Before my sister died, she wrote that I should give her daughter a normal life. So I'm only fulfilling her wish. Now you can leave." But Evelyn doesn't want to give up. At least, she wants to take Mary with her. Frank refuses. Finally, she calms down and says, "I just want to speak with you personally. So, shall we meet tomorrow?" After thinking for a moment, Frank accepts her invitation. The next day, they meet. She speaks with care about Frank. She also says she has love for his son. She asks about his job and whether his salary is enough. Frank replies, "Yes, it's a good job, and we are financially stable with it." Then she gives a shocking statement. "I'm going to take Mary with me." Frank immediately says, "I won't let you take her." But Evelyn is stubborn in her decision. She says Mary needs a special, talented school, and her talent should be known to the world. Frank replies emotionally, "You already killed my sister by saying this. My sister already knew Mary would be talented. That's why she asked me to give her a normal life. Moreover, she clearly said that at any cost, you should not know about Mary and her talent." But Evelyn replies, "She was weak. That's why she died. For that, I can't leave her child. More than that, I have the right to raise her. And your sister was too weak. She couldn't solve that equation." Frank asks, "What's your motive? Why do you want to take her and involve her in that research?" Evelyn coldly replies, "That's none of your business. I'm going to take Mary with me." But Frank refuses. So Evelyn yells, "We will meet in court." As she said, the very next day, they are in court. Evelyn's lawyer says, "My client's daughter left her because of a small misunderstanding. Her daughter Mary has been taken care of by her uncle Frank since birth. Even though he raised her, he is only a normal boat mechanic. He gives that child a poor life. He doesn't have good earnings, and moreover, his house is small." Immediately, Frank's lawyer stands and objects to these accusations. He says, "Frank is taking very good care of Mary. Moreover, before my client's sister died, she clearly mentioned that her child should stay with her brother Frank. As she wished, Frank has been raising that child with care. This is not a poor life, Your Honor. They have a good house, a good job, and a good salary to give her all facilities. Like this, Frank is taking good care of her. Roberta also comes to the court, fearing that they might take Mary away. As the arguments continue, the judge postpones the judgment date. Fed up, John leaves Mary with Roberta and goes to a bar to drink. Bonnie comes there and says, "I came to know that your mom came and filed a case to take Mary with her." She feels sad and continues, "I didn't tell anything about Mary to anyone." That day, the principal asked to change the school, and I thought you might think I told her about Mary. That's why I came to clarify. Frank replies calmly, "I know you didn't tell anything to the principal. She might have found out about Mary somehow and informed my mom. Don't worry about it." Bonnie notices that Frank looks dull. To give him company, she also drinks. They start talking, and slowly, the conversation turns fun. At that moment, they notice something between them. Yes, they both fall in love. That night, Frank takes her to his house, and they make love. The next morning, Bonnie comes out of the room with only a bedsheet covering her. Suddenly, she is shocked. Mary is playing in the hall. Seeing her teacher like that, Mary understands and teases her. "What are you doing with a bedsheet in our house?" Bonnie feels embarrassed and quietly leaves the place. Frank sees a letter in the letterbox. It is a court order stating that her mom requested to take care of Mary for 2 days. Roberta also sees the letter and says, "I already told you not to send Mary to school. Because of that, all this happened." Frank casually replies, "It's just 2 days," and he sends Mary with Evelyn. For Mary, this rich life feels completely different. She looks at everything astonishingly. Evelyn shows Mary her mother's photo albums. There, Mary asks several questions. Seeing her mature behavior, Evelyn feels amazed. It seems like she has pure love for Mary. The next day, Evelyn takes her to a university where only brilliant and talented students study. She shows Mary a wall. On that wall is a millennium equation. She explains that in the world, there are 7 such equations that no one has been able to solve. Only one person has solved one equation, and only his photo is hung on the wall. The rest of the frames are empty. Evelyn says, "Your mom also tried to solve one problem. She was almost about to find the answer, but she got diverted and couldn't complete it. If she had solved that equation, she would have won the Nobel Prize. Her photo would have been placed here, and she would have become famous all over the world." Hearing this innocently, Mary says, "Grandma, shall I solve the equation my mom left?" Evelyn is overwhelmed and replies, "My dear, that's exactly what I want you to do. I will help you with that. What do you think you need? I will buy you anything." Like this, she inspires Mary's desire. Mary innocently says, "Okay, Grandma." After that, Evelyn takes Mary to a classroom. She wants to test how intelligent Mary is in mathematics. As Evelyn's plan is going well, a professor comes and asks Mary to solve the problem on the board to test her intelligence. It is a very tough question. Mary usually solves problems easily, but this time, she stares at the equation sharply. Seeing this, Evelyn says, "Maybe she is tired. Let her take some time." After some time, the professor comes again and says, "You have taken too much time, dear. What are you seeing in that equation?" Mary replies, "There is something different in it." Feeling frustrated, Evelyn takes Mary outside. She thought Mary was intelligent, but now she feels disappointed. Meanwhile, Mary stops her and says, "Grandma, the question they showed was wrong." Evelyn immediately brings her back inside. Mary points out the mistake. Seeing this, the professor says, "Yes, I gave a wrong question. Instead of solving a tough equation, I wanted to test whether she has the high intelligence to find a mistake. That's why I gave a wrong question, and Mary solved it." The professor asks, "Then why didn't you tell us about the mistake earlier?" Mary innocently replies, "My uncle advised me not to point out elders' mistakes." Hearing this, the professor smiles. He informs Evelyn, with just a small amount of training, she can solve one of the 7 equations. Evelyn is overwhelmed with joy. After 2 days, she leaves Mary and sends her back. Seeing Frank, Mary becomes overjoyed and rushes toward him, because she has never been away from him since her birth. Frank asks her mom to come inside, but Evelyn says, "I might have come, but there's a cat in your house. I'm scared of that. We will meet another time." and she leaves. Mary excitedly explains how much she enjoyed staying with her grandmother. Hearing this, Frank feels a little sad. Seeing Frank's sadness, Mary immediately says, "Uncle, don't think I will go with them. I only want to be with you. Don't worry about it." Seeing her understanding of adults' feelings, Frank feels happy. One day, a woman social activist sent by the court comes to Frank's house to inquire whether Mary is being taken good care of by her uncle. Since Mary is too young to decide where she should stay, the court sends this woman. She starts asking questions. "Are you happy with your uncle?" Smartly, Mary answers in a way that supports her uncle. The woman asks, "If your uncle goes to work, where will you stay?" "We'll take care of you," Mary replies. Nearby, Roberta Ani is there. "She will take care of me." Then she asks, "Do you like this place? Or the place you visited earlier, your grandmother's house?" Mary replies confidently, "I like this place." Then Mary adds, "Whatever questions you ask, I will stay with my uncle only. So don't waste your time." Seeing Mary speak so maturely, the woman understands that she is truly happy here. For the next hearing, Evelyn's lawyer somehow finds Mary's real father and brings him to court. It seems that her real father doesn't care about Mary at all. This is all part of Evelyn's plan. She has bribed him and brought him there so that he can claim Mary and then hand her over to Evelyn. But Frank's lawyer finds this intention and interrupts. He asks, "Till this year, you never came to see Mary. Why did you come now? Did anyone give you money to come here?" The man replies, "I came here because of love for my daughter." The lawyer asks again, "Then why didn't you attend Mary's mother's funeral? Why didn't you take care of Mary till now?" For these questions, he has no answers. Seeing this, the judge understands everything and says, Mary's own father doesn't have love for her, so we cannot give Mary to him. He postpones the case. After that, Evelyn and Frank walk out. Frank asks, "After my father passed away, you married another man. What about him?" Evelyn replies, "Yes, he's a good man. He does farming in a village." Frank says, "Then why don't you go there and take care of him and his farming? Mary will be with me. Don't ever think about separating us." But Evelyn replies coldly, "We will meet in court." Later, Mary learns that her real father didn't even come to see her. She closes the door, cries loudly, and shouts, "My real father doesn't love me. My mom died. No one loves me. I'm a burden to everyone." She speaks like an adult. Seeing this, Roberta and Frank try to calm her, feeling deeply sad. At that moment, Frank asks, "Mary, shall we go to a place?" They all go to a hospital. Mary starts asking questions. "Why did you bring me here?" "For what?" Frank calmly says, "Wait for some time." Nearby, a family is waiting eagerly because their daughter is about to give birth. Everyone waits with panic and excitement. After some time, the girl's husband comes out and says, "It's a baby boy." Hearing this, the entire family is overwhelmed with joy. They celebrate that moment happily. Mary sees this and asks again, "Why are they so happy for a baby being born?" Frank calmly replies, "Did you see that, Mary? Just like this, we were filled with joy when you were born." Our whole family was overwhelmed with happiness. Mary asks softly, "Really? Everyone was happy when I was born?" Frank replies, "Of course, dear. You said your birth was a burden, but it's not true. I brought you here just to show how happy we were when you were born." Like this, Frank consoles her. Now Mary calms down and feels happy. She even goes to the new family and shares their joy. Seeing her smile, Frank thinks, Mary should always be happy like this. He decides that at any cost, he should not give Mary to her grandmother. It seems Frank also cannot live without Mary. The next day, in court, Frank's lawyer begins questioning Evelyn. He asks how she took care of her daughter and how much pressure she put on her for mathematical research. Because of that pressure, how depressed her daughter became, and how that depression led to her ending her life. He argues that Evelyn might use Mary the same way for her research, which would definitely affect Mary's mental health. Evelyn replies, "My daughter was interested in mathematics. She did that research willingly. Later, she fell in love and became pregnant. After that, for some reason, she ended her life. I'm not responsible for her death." Next, Evelyn's lawyer questions Frank. He asks, "Your sister desired this, so you're taking care of Mary, right?" Frank replies, "Yes." The lawyer continues, "If you want to take good care of her, why didn't you take medical insurance for yourself and Mary? If something happens to you, what will happen to your family financially? Moreover, Mary is an intelligent girl. You didn't provide her education according to her intelligence level. You joined her in a normal school. Even when the school principal suggested a special school, you rejected it. All this is because you were jealous of your sister. When you were kids, everyone loved and celebrated her, and no one noticed you. Because of that jealousy, now you are pretending to take care of Mary, to take revenge." The lawyer emotionally attacks Frank. Frank feels uncomfortable and says, "Why are you asking irrelevant questions?" He continues, "As my sister wished, Mary should be raised like a normal child. She should experience her childhood, play, and happiness. That's why I'm raising her like this." The lawyer again triggers him. "Because of you, Mary beat a boy in school. That behavior came from you because you went to jail for beating someone." Frank replies firmly, "Don't connect that with this. Mary fought for justice. That boy bullied a 7-year-old kid and destroyed his project. Seeing that, Mary supported the younger child." Frank tries to convince the judge, but the judge feels that both sides are not fully eligible to raise such a brilliant child. And once again, he postpones the judgment. That night, Frank's lawyer tells him that Evelyn has requested the court to declare that both of them are not eligible to raise the child. Because of this, Mary can be given for adoption to parents who don't have a child. That way, she will get a good education, and Frank can meet her occasionally. The lawyer strongly insists to Frank accept this deal. He warns him, with Evelyn's money, she can even bribe the judge. If that happens, Mary will permanently go to her grandmother. The lawyer insists again to accept the deal and give Mary for adoption. Frustrated, Frank shouts, "Why should I give her for adoption? I'm taking good care of her. I am raising her well. She is happy with me. They are portraying me like I don't take care of her." But the lawyer calmly says, "Now we will give her for adoption. She is 7 years old. After 12 years, legally, she can decide whom she wants to live with." Frank replies emotionally, "After 5 years, will she even remember me? She might change, she might forget me." The lawyer says firmly, "That's what will happen. The choice is yours. But remember one thing. If you remain stubborn, Mary will go to her grandmother." With no other choice, Frank accepts the deal. Because his sister wished that at any cost, Mary should not be raised by her mother. Days pass by. Without knowing anything, Mary plays happily with her uncle. As usual, she talks a lot. Frank smiles at her, but inside his heart is filled with sadness. After 1 week, a couple comes to adopt Mary. Frank speaks about it. Mary understands that she is going to be adopted. She breaks down, crying loudly, "I will not stay here. I will not stay here. I will come with you." Frank helplessly says, "I can't do anything, Mary. It's a court order." Crying uncontrollably, Mary shouts, "I can't live without you and Roberta." She starts hitting him in anger. The door closes. Through the glass, Mary keeps crying. Frank walks to the car, his heart completely shattered. He cannot even turn back to look at her. That's how broken he is. Roberta also cries, unable to bear losing Mary. Bonnie comes and tries to comfort Frank. After 1 month, Frank visits the adopted house. The man there says, "If you visit like this, she will cry again and want to come with you. She will lose faith in us." With a broken heart, Frank hands over a gift for Mary and leaves. After reaching home, his thoughts are filled with Mary. Earlier, she used to run around like a little deer, and now the house feels completely deserted. The next day, Bonnie notices a poster on notice board. It says that Mary's one-eyed cat is up for adoption. Mary had taken the cat with her to the adopted house. She couldn't live without it. Bonnie takes a photo and sends it to Frank. Seeing this, Frank immediately rushes to the pet adoption center. There, he sees the one-eyed cat. No one wanted to adopt it because of its condition. They were about to kill it by injecting poison. Frank arrives just in time. Another cat is also kept there to be killed. Frank takes both cats and goes to the adopted house with Roberta. He already knows who is behind this. The only person who hates cats is his mother. When he questions the couple, he learns the truth. Evelyn gave the money to adopt Mary and planned to take her later. Frank immediately goes to his mother's guest house. Just as he predicted, Evelyn is training Mary for her research. Filled with anger, Frank shouts, "I knew it. You arrange a couple to adopt Mary just to use her for your research. Just like my sister." He throws a file on the table. Frank calls out, "Mary, come with me." But Mary, angry at him, screams, "I will not come. I will not come." She runs away. Frank runs behind her to stop her. Evelyn tries to step forward, but Roberta interferes and stops her. With no other choice, Evelyn becomes silent. Frank rushes to Mary and stops her. Mary starts hitting Frank, crying, "Why did you leave me? Why did you leave me?" Frank holds her gently and says, "We will go to our home. Don't worry. No one can separate you from me." Mary cries and says, "They took my cat away. I don't know where it is." Frank smiles softly and replies, "Don't worry. Your cat is with me. And I also brought another cat for you. Now you have two." Seeing Roberta, Mary becomes happy. They take Mary away. Evelyn looks at the file and asks, "What is this?" Frank reveals the truth. This file contains the answer to the equation you have been researching all your life. Evelyn is shocked. Frank continues, "My sister solved it long ago. When she came to my house with Mary as a child, she gave this to me and said, 'Keep it safe. Don't give it to anyone. Especially don't let Mom know.' She also said, 'Don't publish this while Mom is alive. Publish it only after her death. Because of your greed over fame, she hated you.' She even mentioned this in her letter." Evelyn realizes the truth. Everything she wanted was already in her hands. But she lost her daughter forever. She asks, filled with guilt, "If you said not to give it, then why are you giving it to me?" Frank replies calmly, "You struggled your whole life for this. Now you have it. At least for this. Leave Mary with me." Evelyn is filled with guilt. Frank gently tells her to publish the research and leaves with Mary. After Frank leaves, Evelyn opens the file. She sees her daughter's rough notes. Her struggle, her dedication, her effort. Unable to control herself, Evelyn breaks down and cries. After a few months, Mary joins a special school for intelligent children. Frank decides to develop her skills. He doesn't want to be a barrier to her talent. After that school, Frank picks her up and drops her at another place. It is Mary's old school. Her old friends are playing there. Mary joins them and plays happily. Bonnie smiles at Frank, silently saying, "I will take care of Mary. You can go." Frank believes that advanced education should not affect her childhood. Because of pressure, his sister lost her childhood happiness and fell into depression. Frank wants Mary to have both great education and a joyful childhood. So for her hunger for knowledge, he sends her to this special school. And for her playful childhood, he lets her enjoy life with friends. Like this, Frank creates a perfect balance for Mary's life. And that is the end of the story. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching.